Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Immigration Talk Show. I'm your host, Sam, with my co host, Napasa Pradhan. And you're watching Daily Immigration Dose streaming live at 4 p.m. EDT. And before diving into the topic, let me go ahead with the disclaimer first. By watching our videos, you understand that the information shared, including user comments, is not a professional advice. Use it at your own risk. Our intention is never to offend, it's just a casual exchange of ideas. And with that, friends, we are also live on YouTube, LinkedIn, and on X. And do follow us on different social media platforms like LinkedIn, Facebook, X, and on Instagram as well. And with that, here's my co host, Hi Napasa. How are you doing?
Hi, Sam. It's always good to be here, and I'm doing wonderful. It's the beginning of June, another new month. So I'm hoping for a wonderful and productive month ahead, not just for myself, but to everyone out there who's watching us, who's been our supporters, and friends out there. Keep supporting us. Follow us if you haven't as yet in other platforms apart from YouTube. But most of all, don't forget to subscribe to our channel at Immigration Talk Show. You can also share our handle with your friends and folks who could benefit from all of our US immigration content. And yes, we are also on LinkedIn, Facebook, X, and on Instagram. So do connect with us on all these platforms and let's keep in touch. And don't forget to also ring that bell so that whenever we have discussions like these, you're also notified because guess what? You can also join us here in these conversations that we're having. And today's, discussion is also going to be a very, very interesting one. You can also be a part of it by commenting wherever you're watching, but also you can dial in this number, which you can see on the screen. And the number is 425-436-6335. And the access code when they ask for it is 988-888. So you're welcome, friends. Come join us.
Absolutely. And with that, Napasa, I think before diving into the topic, because we have so much to discuss on this, end of the Flores Agreement, what happens to migrant children now? So, friends,
Yeah.
stay tuned because today we are going to dive, deeply into the topic. We are going to understand what's happening right now, also why Trump administration is trying to end it, and so many different things like what are the legal and human rights implications, and also what is the meaning of Flores Agreement. So stay tuned, stay connected with us, watch this session till the end, and I'm sure you are going to be filled with lots of insights after watching this webinar. And feel free to participate in this session by dialing up this number or by posting your questions or any information on the comment section. And with that, Napasa, why don't you go ahead with the news first?
Sure, Sam. It'll be my pleasure. And to start off, there is this very interesting thing that is that US visitor visa are facing delays and it's getting worse day by day. So I'm talking about India, that is. So in Chennai, appointments for B1, B2 visitors visa are now booked 14 months ahead. It's crazy wait times, right? And in Mumbai, it's around 9.5 months, Delhi, 8 months. And I think the shortest wait times are for Hyderabad and Kolkata. Hyderabad at 7 months and Kolkata at 6 months. So, yes, new rules also mean that you can also reschedule your appointment just once more. And if you miss it, you will face a 120-day ban on reapplying. So this is the new update that I wanted to give folks out there who are also applying for their B1, B2 visas and are probably scheduling their appointments. The first interview appointments, by the way, this is just the time for the interview slot. So, meanwhile, the US is also cracking down on suspicious travel agencies and has paused student visa interviews as they expand social media screenings. So, yes, if you're planning to travel, check appointment systems often, be prepared with strong documents, and know the rules because they have really gotten stricter. And I think you may need an expert to always navigate your visa. So why not consult with an attorney, an immigration attorney who can help you guide you on your visa process. And absolutely, friends, for more updates like these, do not forget to subscribe to our channel. Our handle is at Immigration Talk Show. That was my news update, and now over to you, Sam, for the next.
Thank you so much, Nepasa, for that very important news. And friends, I do have another news, and that's about $20,000 for a fake robbery. Well, it sounds so surprising, but let me go ahead with the story what happened and the wild U visa scam that really shocked America. So there were two Indian men in New York, Rambhai Patel and Balwinder Singh. They just got caught staging fake armed robberies across the US, including at least five in Massachusetts. And the question is why? So that the victim could apply for a U visa. Now, what is U visa? It's a visa that is meant for people who have been victims of violent crimes and help police in solving the cases. But guess what? These robberies were totally fake. They were not the real ones. Someone would walk into a store with what looked like a real gun. Now, this is the story that I'm saying right now, that somebody who dressed up like a proper robber and they walked look like a real gun, act like they were robbing the place, take some cash and run away. The whole thing was caught on camera and looked real. And then the store worker would also call the police after a few minutes, pretending that they were just robbed. But in reality, they paid thousands to be part of that act. Now, can you believe that one person paid $20,000 just to, play the victim? And Patel even paid store owners to use their stores for the setup. So it was all planned, everything was done just to get you visa. And the FBI and USCIS caught on, launched a big investigation, and now both Patel and Singh have pleaded guilty. In fact, Patel could face up to 5 years in prison plus a $250,000 fine. And yes, deportation, of course, after that. So, this is a big reminder that immigration fraud is no joke. It hurts real victims and wastes the system's resources as well. And these are the shocking stories, friends, that we provide in Immigration Talk Show. So if you want to know more real stories like this, then please go ahead, do like, share, and subscribe to Immigration Talk Show. And with that, Napasa, I think now it's time to start with our today's topic, as this is really very important for our viewers to understand. So
Yes.
let me go ahead with what's happening right now so that they can get a brief about the story. So, what happened, friends, on May 22, 2025? The Trump administration has filed a motion in court that they want to end the Flores settlement agreement. What it is, stay tuned because Nepasa is going to explain it properly. Now, this is very important, a very necessary rule that has been protected migrant children all throughout in the US custody since the 1990s. Yes, and this is not the first time that the Trump administration is going ahead and trying to end this agreement, but they already tried to end this agreement in their first term as well. But at that time the court said no and they didn't agree with that. But now they are trying it again, and they will likely lead to a big legal fight. So many things are happening, and with that, Mikasa, if you can let us know, what is the actual meaning of this agreement, then it will be better for our viewers.
For sure, Sam, and you're right. Now with a renewed motion to terminate this very Flores settlement agreement, it's making many ask questions. So, what does it really mean for children at the border? Is in this season, is it going to happen? Is it really going to be shut down, or is it going to be modernized? What's really the scene? But to get to know it better, of course, let's get to know what is the Flores settlement agreement that everybody's talking about, and why was it really created at the first place. So you said it right. The Flores settlement agreement stems from a 1980s legal case involving a young girl named Jenny Flores, and her case led to a court settlement in 1997, which established guidelines for how migrant children should be treated while in federal immigration custody. So, the key aspects of this agreement include limiting the time that children can be held at Border Patrol facilities, up to 72 hours, and requiring that detention conditions meet basic standards of care, such as access to food, water, medication, medical attention, and also sanitary facilities. And over the years, this agreement has helped all these policies to be shaped on treatment of minors during immigration processing. So this was what the Flores Settlement Agreement was, in short. And to add more to it, I'm sure, like there are much more to talk about it. That 72 hours in border patrol custody before being transferred to child friendly shelters which are operated by the Department of Health and Human Services. So this is one thing, and importantly, the agreement also requires that it's not just clean and sanitary but also safe, of course. And over the years, this very Flores has become a critical tool, for ensuring humane treatment of migrant children. So now, if this is being modernized, in what way is it going to be modernized? And if it is going to be stopped, then what is going to be there for the migrant children and for their care and for their other facilities? So this is the biggest question which everybody has in mind. And we should try to know why is our President Trump's administration trying to end it again. And Sam, if you can shed light a little bit to it, it'll be very nice.
Sure, I would love to. And friends, now if we talk about after understanding the whole meaning of the Flores Settlement Agreement, let's also understand that why is the Trump administration trying to end it? Now, firstly, what they have said that it's making immigration enforcement harder. Now, according to the administration, the Flores Agreement says that migrant children can only stay with Border Patrol for 3 days. That means for 72 hours, and after that, they have to be sent to special shelters or let go. So the administration thinks that according to them, 3 days is too short to have a proper check if the family is safe or if they have or they should be allowed to stay in the US or not. And officials only have 3 days to check if they have any problems or dangers. And that's a very short time period for them to do all the things to have a proper check regarding their background. And the government wants to keep families longer so they can, carefully have, at least they have a time to have a proper check regarding their background without any rushing. And the second reason why the administration is trying to end it is because it's encouraging more families to cross the border. Now let's understand how. The government thinks that many families know about the Flores Agreement, and that's for sure. Especially the rule that kids can be kept for 3 days before being released. This has also been known by so many immigrants. So, because of this, some families believes that it is easier to cross the border with children, and they hope that once they are caught, their kids will be released quickly. That means within 72 hours after proper interrogation and everything, then the kids will be free and either they let go or they'll go continue with their stay. And they can stay in the US while waiting for their immigration case to be decided. So, this, according to the administration, they are saying that this is creating more families to try to cross the border because they want to take advantage of this rule. Thirdly, it doesn't match today's immigration challenges. Now, the Flores Agreement was created back in 1990s, if we talk about the history. And at that time, it was created when most people who were crossing the border were single adults. And now, if we talk about the things have been changed, then now many people crossing the border are families with children or kids who are traveling alone. So it worked fine when single adults were crossing the border for small numbers of people. But now imagine like hundreds of families, with kids arriving every day. The old system struggles to provide enough space and care according to now situation. And the administration is saying that the old Flores rules don't work well for this new situation. And they believe that the rules need to be updated or modernized to handle the much larger number of families and children who are coming to the border today. Next, they want more control over border management. Now, this is what the administration have been saying from the first day of their office, that they want everything to be more systematic. They want everything to be more controlled in a better way. The administration wants to change this so families could stay in detention centers for weeks or months. That means it is going to give some more time to the officers to review cases and manage resources without rushing or releasing people early, as this would give immigration officers more control to handle large group of people and also reduce quick releases. But critics are also saying that it could mean longer detention for kids and families, and this will make their life more difficult. So these are the reasons that why the Trump administration are willing to end this program. But with this, we have so many more things. And Apasa, if you can let us know more about the topic, then it will be great for us.
Absolutely, Sam, I will. And before that, let me just remind you folks that you can also join us in this conversation. And you can do so by dialing this number, which appears on the screen above, 425 436 6335, and the access code is 988 888. And also, I'd just like to say hi to Samantha. Hi, Samantha. Thank you so much for commenting. We are going to pick up your comments very, very soon. Just stay with us. Also, to all viewers out there, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Our handle is at Immigration Talk Show. So, coming back to our point of discussion, I think I would like to highlight a little bit what happens to migrant children if Flores ends. We've already seen what is happening right now. Why was it created, and um, why is President Trump's administration trying to end it once again? And to look at it, without Flores, the 72-hour limit could potentially be extended, which would allow children to remain in short-term CBP facilities for longer periods. And this might provide logistical flexibility during times of high border crossings as well. It also raises questions about the capacity of CBP facilities, to maintain suitable conditions for children over extended stays. And if you look at it historically, CBP holding stations were designed for short term detention and may not have the infrastructure such as showers, beds, or even medical care for longer term child welfare needs. So, moreover, Flores currently mandates safe and sanitary conditions, which is a standard that, would really need to be replaced with a new legal or regulatory framework also at the same time if the agreement ends. So, it would fall upon the Department of Homeland Security, which is DHS, and other agencies to really develop and enforce these new standards. And the effectiveness of such oversight will really depend on how these new policies are going to be implemented, monitored, and whether independent reviews will also continue. And if most another important point I wanted to make is if Flores doesn't necessarily mean protections for children, um, maybe ending it also could really mean protections for children could disappear. So what is going to happen then? But it doesn't really, shift the responsibility from the courts to the executive branch also. And this transition, will likely prompt lawmakers, advocacy groups, and even federal agencies to seek new solutions that could uphold child welfare and also address practical enforcement needs. So I think the main question here is what is going to happen next and what are the changes that would come up, or whether it's completely going to be ended. If it ends, then what is going to happen to migrant children and what are they going to do next? So, of course, for families, and sponsors within the US, the change could also affect timelines for family reunification and the release of children into community-based settings as well. And the process could become either more streamlined or new delays could come in depending on how these procedures are designed and even resourced. So I think in the end, what we can say in a nutshell is ending Flores could really mark a different shift in both legal framework and even operational handling of migrant children. And of course, there are going to be both challenges and opportunities at the same time. So let's see how US immigration system is going to change Flores or make it disappear completely, or what are the changes that are going to be implemented on migrant children from here forward.
Absolutely, and I think this is what the main question, whole US is looking for, because this is quite a sensitive topic as well. Because whenever we talk about children, so it automatically shows the vulnerable side, and we become little emotional and we become little sensitive. But I think that's what the administration is also, very well aware about this thing, and they are also having so many protections, so many different rules for children as well. So I'll suggest, friends, that before saying before falling into a wrong path, it's better to have a proper knowledge, have a proper information regarding this agreement. Go with each pointers, how it's going to help you out and what's going to benefit you. And with that, Samantha is here. So, hi, Samantha, and thank you so much for your comment. Samantha is saying that what would be the immediate and long term consequences for migrant children in government custody if the Flores Agreement were to end? And how might it impact their safety, well being, and ability to be reunited with family or sponsors? So, Samantha, I hope you're watching our session right now. And just now, only Nipasa has explained about this topic, and she has explained in a very detailed manner and in a very simple manner. So, you can go ahead and have a proper, understanding of this segment, and you'll get a clarity regarding this topic. But with that, if you have anything else or any question, then please go ahead and put them on the comment section. We can address your question to our immigration attorneys as well, and they are going to provide you the expert advice. Okay, and with that, let me continue with my next segment of this webinar, that is, what are the legal and human rights implications? So, when the Flores Agreement is challenged, there are several important questions that come up. And firstly is about possible court challenges. That's right. So groups that support immigrant children, they may file lawsuits to protect the current rules. So they have their rights, and legal battles are also likely to happen to decide, what is best for children in custody and what's not. Next is oversight and monitoring. Yes, this is going to be another legal and human right that currently courts appoint independent monitors to check that how children are being treated in the detention center. And if the Flores rules are going to end, then government agencies like DHS or Border Patrol would handle their own monitoring. So it seems like they are going to take responsibility of this. And courts have previously said that some agencies may not be fully prepared for this responsibility yet. Next, treatment of children in custody. That's right. Now, this is another very important question that is raising a lot of tensions. Now, there's a question about, how long children should stay in detention center. And this is what these centers are meant for security, but might not be so ideal for kids because there are so many different things that happens over there. Stricter questions are being asked, and maybe they are a little vulnerable. So critics are saying that it will be a little difficult, and in fact, very difficult for children. And this is going to be raising a lot of questions, and so many things are happening. So stay tuned, friends, because so many things are happening, and we don't want you to mislead yourself or to misinform. So yeah, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Immigration Talk Show. And with that, Yuri is also here and AJ is also here. So Napasa, why don't you go ahead with Yuri's comment?
Sure, and he's saying Secretary of State Marco Rubio announced plans to aggressively revoke visas for Chinese students with alleged ties to the Chinese Community Party or those studying in critical fields. I heard that news too, and thank you, Yuri, for this this important news update as well. And I think some of the reasons that Secretary Marco Rubio is doing this is because of national security concerns, and of course the geopolitical tensions and the scrutiny, which is very ideological but very much happening in every nook and corner and every there are trust issues. We can see that for sure. There are a lot of scrutiny, not just for Chinese students but for all migrants, and from what it was earlier, it has doubled or tripled by now. So I think scrutiny is what we can always expect, and let's see. Thank you so much for your comment, Yuri. Keep commenting, and thank you for joining us in today's session as well.
That's
And
right.
Sam.
And yeah, sure. I would love to go with AJ's comment. So, hi AJ, and AJ is our regular viewer. So, AJ, please go ahead and let us know, how do you speak up? Because please dial up this number and have a conversation with us. Okay, so AJ is saying that the Flores Agreement should be defunded and children of abandoned illegal alien children should be deported to foreign orphanages to lower costs to US taxpayers for their existence. All right. And he's also saying that foreign nationals need to stop shifting their personal responsibility obligations from themselves to US taxpayers. We did create their problems and they should stop being a burden on Americans. All right, those are very strong comments. So AJ, thank you so much for your comments. These are very strong, and of course, you have your own point of view. You have your right to present it, and I think it's good. Have your opinion and put them on the comment section, and you can also go ahead and dial up this number with the access code, and do let us know more about what you think about this, because so many questions are there. Regarding children, regarding government, and also regarding the future of USA. So, lot to discuss. And with that, I think, Napasa, we have covered all the pointers, all the segments of today's session. So, I think it was a very insightful one and so many things that we have uncovered. So, with that, I think we should wrap up, right?
Sure thing, Sam. And it was a good discussion on the Flores Settlement Agreement, which is just unfolding right now. So there's no decision as yet, but let's see how it comes up and how this story develops. And for that, friends, please do not forget to subscribe to our channel, because we'll bring you the latest updates on Flores Settlement Agreement as well. So subscribe to our channel. Our handle is at Immigration Talk Show. And check us out not just here on YouTube, but also on LinkedIn, Facebook, X, Instagram. Connect with us and stay in touch with us.
That's right. And friends, if you have any query regarding anything about immigration, then you can also type an email on my email address, that is sam@staffingly.com. And you can also share your query on Nipasa's email address, that is nipa@staffingly.com. She also has a phone number where you can also text her a message, that is 408 335 6444. And with that, friends, don't forget to join us again tomorrow at 4 p.m. EDT right here on your platform, Immigration Talk Show. So it's me, Sam, with my co host, Nipasa Pradhan. Tomorrow, we are going to come up again with a very hot topic and a very important one. Stay tuned, stay connected, stay smart, and keep watching Immigration Talk Show. Thanks for watching.
Thank you, everyone.